Hi, Genki Call here with your Soulforge offerings for the week of April 8th, 2024. In the troops here in the Summoning Stones, there is one that might be interesting to some people, might be worth spending the emeralds on, and that is Mercy. She gives life to the weakest ally, transforms purple gems to yellow to boost the effect, cleanses all allies, and starts battles with full mana. She is very, very useful just in general, and is, or at least was, used a lot in Guild Wars. Will she still be as useful in Guild Wars? I think she will once it comes back, but it's up to you whether you want to use the gems to try and get her. I have plenty, so I'll just craft one, and we'll be, yeah, see, it's gambling. Every time that you craft something, you're gambling. Every time you use a key, you're trying to get something and you have a chance, but you never know. It's up to you whether it's worth spending those gems on. The other summoning stones really didn't look anything fantastic to me except for one, and that's Shale. And she's pretty easy to get, but if you don't have her yet, she can loop pretty nicely as long as you make sure that that elemental star that you place creates a match for her, and she does get lots of mana for the team, so she's very situational though. Very, very situational. Anyway, I can craft a cosmic dragon egg at last. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Give me something new, please. Ah, another duplicate. Dang, of course a duplicate. Alright, let's go over the legendaries and the mythics for this week. For legendaries, we have King Mikhail. We were just in Urskaya. And so you probably already know he explodes a row, does damage to all enemies, and if he's enraged, he can deal an extra 9 damage to each enemy, and he gets enraged when matching brown gems. So he is very useful, situationally. Not amazing, but if you need a legendary for Urskaya to get the power level up, of course, that's always the case. If you need the troop to get your power level up, that should factor into your decisions. Next up, we have no, I was doing legendaries. Tinseltail is one of those rare troops that does random things. I don't like the gimmick of doing random things. It will do this, or it'll do that, or that. I don't like that, but Tinseltail is an exception. At the very least, going to give 4 magic to every single ally. Also has a 50% to do each of the following. Damage to all enemies, explode 8 random gems, or give all allies life. So, at the very least, you're going to get some magic, and you might get some of this other stuff in addition. Might get all of these in addition. So also, fire a random enemy when matching green gems, and as you can see at the top right here, Fairy Fire is going to make it so that you do an extra 50% damage on spells to them. Alright, next we have Ursuvius, another one from Urskaya, really? What? That's so weird. Damage to all enemies boosted by burning enraged allies and enemies, and a 50% chance to burn a random enemy at the start of the turn. Straight up, no match for, just has a chance to burn them every single turn. Okay, so as far as the mythics that we have this week, always here, Gargantor is one of the worst mythics in the game. Damage to an enemy boosted by all allies and enemies killed. And, until I got him, I thought, well, he does an extra 15 damage for every single ally and enemy killed. Maybe there's a way to make this work. And so I experimented with a team that automatically killed itself, summoned in a bunch of new stuff, and let them die. It takes so long to get to the point where he can actually kill something. He is absolutely not worth getting unless you need it for your Groshnak power level. So, yeah, I am not impressed with this troop. I did give him a try, but I was not impressed. Aquaticus is significant for her third trait, which is to submerge all allies when matching 4+ gems, and as you know, if you've ever fought anything that is submerged with AoE, you can't hit an enemy that's submerged if you're using a spell that does damage to all enemies. Now you have to watch the wording on stuff because something that does damage to an enemy and all enemies above or below it, like Liananxi or the Hex Rat, they will hit them even if they're submerged because technically it's not an area of effect spell. So anyway, damage, right. She also does a light splash damage, that's this right here, to 3 random enemies and explodes half of the blue gems on the board. Why doesn't she explode them all? This is a pet peeve for me because it really should be all of them. And look at Azura. Azura blows up all of the blue gems on the board. Anyway, moving on. Next up, oh, I missed the Werestag. Hold on a second. Turn the mic back on. We'll go ahead and go over the Werestag. This troop, man. True damage to the first and last enemies, then create 3 Doom Skulls for each Lycanthropy gem on the board. This can be unbelievably powerful with the right team, but I hate Lycanthropy gems. He also inflicts Lycanthropy on a random enemy when matching 4+ gems. I don't like it when my enemies are inflicted with Lycanthropy. It helps them. No, with the right team, yeah, he can be super powerful, but I don't like it personally. Alright, next up, the Mythics. Deathlock Draylak. Miss you, Rel. Deathlock Draylak is a very cool looking mythic that, he's okay. Curse and death mark an enemy, then deal damage to all enemies below them. Then summon a Borth. If there's room on your team, of course. But he's only going to curse and death mark the enemy that you target. That's it. That death mark may not do anything to them at all. If it was curse and death mark and then deal damage to all of the enemies, to it and everything below it, I would like this troop. I would like it a lot because this is one of those troops that can bypass submerge like I was talking about before, but no. But no. The curse and death mark may not do much of anything. Meh. I say meh. Khronos, however. Khronos is one of my favorites. I love Khronos. I have an awesome mystic-based team with Khronos. I absolutely adore. Damage to all enemies, then convert all blue gems to hourglass gems. Hourglass gems, which you may or may not know, an hourglass gem is yellow, and when matched, or exploded or destroyed, it will give you an extra turn, even if you're frozen. Even if you're frozen, that is so powerful. Also, you don't have to match 4 when you do this convert, because a match 3 would actually be better, because that way you keep more hourglass gems on the board, then you explode the board, you're pretty much guaranteed going to get another extra turn, and it's doing damage to all of the enemies. Plus, he enchants all allies when he gets an extra turn. What is not to love here? It's fantastic. And every time you do an hourglass gem, you're getting an extra turn. You're not matching 4. You're getting an extra turn that way. So, match 4, hourglass gem, either one's going to enchant all of your allies. Love this troop. I love it. I have a lot of fun with it. Let me see if mystics are one of the things in PvP right now. I'll be right back. There is no mystic restriction right now, so we're just going to go to Central Spire and I'm going to show off this team because I just love it so much. We've got Essence of Evil, we've got Luna, who's going to explode a random gem every time you match yellow gems. That is awesome. Plus, she does damage to all enemies. She's going to either inflict 1 to 2 status effects on all enemies or positive status effects on all allies. And then we've got Queen Xochi, who is going to explode 5 gems if there's a storm. Plus, she does damage to all enemies. That's more chances to blow up the hourglass gems. Essence of Evil, of course, is going to inflict all negative status effects on an enemy and explode a bunch of mana. Again, more chances to explode those hourglass gems. And Khronos, we just went over. I'm using Stormcaller class, so there's always going to be a storm unless my hero dies. So don't let your hero die. Anyway, right here we've got a match 4 right off the bat. So I'm going to drop these 2 down and get this match 4, like so. Everybody's enchanted, just like that. Here's another match 4. And do I take the... Maybe I need to skull bait them? Skull baiting might be good. we'll go ahead and take yellow and brown here. And I would actually take the red. Let them go ahead and take some skulls. We're going to hit the top troop with my Essence of Evil. That is for the entangle, so they can't hurt me with skulls. Now watch. All I need is a match 3. I don't need all this. All I need is a match 3 for that blue to yellow, but I mean, we've got more than that, so go ahead and do that. Damage to all enemies. Boom. It cleared off most of the hourglass gems, but we're going to hope that this will hit one of those hourglass gems for an extra turn. We still have a chance in an extra turn because Stormcaller and lots of yellow falling down. I did hit those, so we could do this right now, but why not do this? Have a chance at another extra turn, and then, yeah, I mean, it's done. I love this team. I love this team so much. I'm going to put this team code in the description box below so you can check that out. Anyway, let's get back to the Soulforge. Maha-ha-ha. Maha-ha-ha. Let's head in there. Okie dokie. Heading back to the Soulforge. Here we go. Troops. I think we were done with mythics and legendaries. Everything else here is always here. Alright, let's head into weapons. Now, don't craft this weapon. Don't craft it! Because the Crag's Smasher is part of the Invasion event. If you're going to be participating in Invasion, I think you just have to buy up to tier 4 and you will get this for free, basically. If you're buying the sigils anyway, you might as well get this with your gems instead of your diamonds. And it's not a great weapon anyway. Damage to the first 2 enemies boosted by demon allies. I remember looking at the traits. The traits weren't great either, so it's just another weapon for Hellcrag so you don't get weapon blocked, which, you know, we're not going to have to worry about for a little while. Next up, we have the Aegis of Hellcrag. This is one of the cheap 75 diamond ones. This one will remove all brown gems. Damage to one enemy boosted by the gems removed. If the enemy is from Hellcrag or the battles in Hellcrag, deal double damage. And it will shield the hero when you cast it. Next up is the Moonstone Trinket. This is going to either create 4 gargoyle gems or explode a bunch of gems. You don't know what it's going to do, and that's why I don't like it, because I don't like not knowing what my weapon or my spell is going to do. But, I mean, it is kind of useful either way. But if it always just creates gargoyle gems and it's your only set source of explosion is hoping this will hit, that's not going to be cool. Anyway, next up we've got the Watchful Blade. This is going to do damage to an enemy boosted by Hellcrag allies, then create a mix of 6 red and brown gems for each Hellcrag ally. Hellcrag is rife with troops that use brown and or red, so this is a very good weapon to use for Hellcrag if you are restricted to only Hellcrag troops, or you want to intentionally limit yourself that way. Stoneseeker, you want this. You need this. You must have this. Stoneseeker is awesome. Damage to an enemy boosted by all brown allies and construct allies. Yes. Yes, this is very good. It creates a dust storm, and it hunters marks the first enemy, and it does a lot of... Now, I was thinking Stone Slicer when I said you need this. It's still very powerful if you have an all-construct team with all brown. For instance, the team that we have this week... Hellcrag, where are you? Hellcrag, the one that we have here in the trial. This is all brown. Nothing's mana blocked, but if you replaced one of these with your hero also using that weapon, does the weapon use brown? That is a question. I don't think it does. Let me just double check that. That would make it more powerful, but... Oh, it does. It does. So, I mean, you can hit pretty hard with this thing, and the creation of the Death Storm is very nice as well, but this is construct allies, not specifically Hellcrag allies, so that makes it a little more versatile. Next up, let's see, these things are always here. I feel like we're forgetting something, though. I feel like I'm missing something important, and I don't know what it is. Huh. Oh, I know what it is. I figured it out. There is something that you very, very much need to know, and that is tomorrow we are going to Obsidian Depths. Where is it? Obsidian Depths for the faction assault. During the faction assault only, when we were at Obsidian Depths, you can get an awesome weapon. I absolutely recommend that you get this weapon. It is called the the Obsidian Libram. The Obsidian Libram is fantastic. It explodes a bunch of gems. It summons an Obsidian Depths troop. It self-enchants. It does a little damage to every enemy, just a little lightning damage so that it'll break barriers. It is fantastic. The fact that it will get you a ton of mana and it self-enchants and it summons. Fantastic. Absolutely recommend getting this tomorrow, Tuesday, when we're doing the Faction Assault. You can get it in the Faction Assault shop for gems, or you can get it with your diamonds in the Soulforge. Up to you. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!